Bluetooth on. But another quick video. Walking. Uh, you guys gonna have to deal with me walking. I'm trying to get my 10,000 steps in. And I, yesterday I did a live, and in that live it was talking about um, do you be be who you need to be, the woman you need to be, so you can find Mr. Right. And Mr. Right is not necessarily just this one person that's out in the world for you, but Mr. Right is the person that's right for you. And a lot of times women are held back from finding Mr. Right because they're so busy trying to be this other woman because they're upset with the people that were in their lives that weren't right for them. So they're saying, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to do that again. But the things that you are not going to do are the things that are necessary, like being feminine, right? So you could say, yeah, I'm not going to put money into a guy anymore. I'm not going to uh, spend too much time with the wrong man. Those are the things you don't want to do. But you don't want to stop being feminine, stop being loving, stop learning to be a certain level of vulnerable, right? But today we are going to talk about if you can see in the thumbnail, I have on the thumbnail there how to not be confused by someone's representative. Now, I'm talking to women today. This is not to say that women do not have representatives, because as a woman, I know how deceiving women can be, and really great at it, better than men in many cases. However, it's with all of the reading between the lines, the knowledge that we women have, we tend to be the one that's confused easily. We tend to be the one that can easily be confused by a man. Wait, he seems so great. He showed me he was this kind of guy, and then he flipped the script on me after he got the pants, right? After I had the baby, or after we got married, or after this, after that, then he became this other person. And so we're going to talk about that because I've been there. I've been there before. The only thing is, I can't say I was confused. Uh, Not that it showed up on day one, but I was able to see. And what it is, I think, is fear. We see a man, he seems great, but maybe day two or maybe week two, we start to see his full colors. And the question is, your fear could be different. Some people's fear is, I don't want to be alone. Another person's fear is, I don't want this one thing to mess up this relationship. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. The fear could be so many different things. But I think that sometimes when we ignore those things, we later on say, I never knew the person was like this, but you did. You ignored that small, it seemed insignificant, it seemed small. And then before we know it, we dismiss all these small, insignificant things that turned out to be bigger, but we didn't know. And, they talk about often wolves in sheep clothing. If you saw a sheep and it looked like a wolf, but it had everything else that looked like a sheep, you can tell the difference between a wolf and a sheep, right? So, we hear the term wolves in sheep clothing because a lot of times we say it's almost like we're saying it's hard to tell. They played the role really good, right? We think about the tale back in the day with Little Red Riding Hood, and she goes to see her grandma, and it was really a wolf. Like, in reality, if we were looking at our grandma, we would know if it was a wolf or not. But when you really think about it, it's almost like we see people and they really play the role well. And we think to ourselves, how did I not know? But I'm telling you, you do know. You do. Think about it. Just like Little Red Riding Hood. What big teeth you have. What deep voice you have. Right? What big hands you have. Right? So the signs were there. When you think about even that story, the signs were there. She just didn't fully think. Right? So think about when you think about that story, Little Red Riding Hood, all the signs were there. She noticed something was wrong with her voice. Something was wrong with her hands. Something was wrong with her teeth. Like, when we really think about it, this person, they didn't talk to us right. So it's no wonder how later they became physical. But how they were verbally talking to you was already a sign. How they were dismissive was already a sign. How they weren't transparent may have been a sign of cheating. All of these things are signs, but we choose to ignore it. And again, I'm not absolved from this. Although, after that one time, I've learned my lesson. And sometimes we tend to not learn the lesson because it wasn't significant enough. Wait, that relationship ended and we moved on. It didn't hurt us. But when you get in something that will hurt you, it's one of those lessons you'll never forget. It's like when you're driving. You get lost. It seems like you never forget it. But when you have GPS help you find your way, get where you got to go, then you don't remember where this place is. But every place where I have gotten lost, gotten stuck somewhere, I would never forget it. I always remember how to get back, because I remember this is the place where I was lost. And when you get to that point in that relationship where you realize this is the feeling I never want to feel again, you're going to finally remember. You're going to remember. And so if you watched my video, I had a story where I was with a guy. Now I'm married now. Been with my husband. I've been married for 14 years, been with him for 16. But prior to, I was in a relationship. Signs were there, right? And so sometimes we can make decisions that can change our lives. And so when I'm telling you these things, this is not me just to be here telling you I am here for you. There are going to be people that saying that there's no hope for you, it's too late for you. There's people that's telling you, you already have a child. That's it for you. And I'm telling you that's not the case. It's not too late for you. Your time has not passed. You're not in the danger zone. I'm telling you that there's opportunities for you. And it's not me saying that, right? Anyone know your scriptures? Anyone knows it? Huh? Right? He said, for I have a plan and a future for you. For I know the plans I have for you, future and hope. So anyone telling you anything different, it's a lie. So I'm here to say it's not confusing. You don't have to just see his representative. Or if you're a guy, you don't just have to see her representative. That's why it's important not to just to look at the outer appearance of someone, not to look at their money, but look at them by their character, how they're behaving, how they're acting. This is why I'm so big on that. Look at someone's character. Stop looking at what they have in their pants. Stop looking at the wallet. Stop looking at all that. Look at their character. And I'm with a man who has great character now. And yes, he can have the wallet. Yes, he can have all those things. But it's important to look at someone for their character and stop looking at someone for all these other things. Those things don't matter. Those things go away. It's what's left. What do you want to have children by? Who do you want to have children by? Someone who just got a lot of money, or someone who has good character? Because the person with good character is going to do what they need to do to make the money. All right? So I think that we need to listen. We need to listen to people who are trying to provide wisdom. Again, you don't have to just listen to me, but there are many people out here that what they're saying, you can see about their life. It's high time we start listening to people who are telling you how to be in a relationship and they have no relationship to show for it. It's time that we stop saying we're going to listen to people and they're going to tell you how to get with this person, that person, and they're not with that person. It's time we stop. It's time we start listening to people that, that are in the same boat as you are. It's important to listen to people who you want the success that they have. You want what they have, okay? You see someone who's married, you want that. You see someone who have children and have great children, you want that. Because there's things I'm still aspiring to have, right? We can't think that we have it all. There's someone who's doing well in one area of their life, and you say, man, instead of being jealous, say, I want to have what they have. Let me get the tools to see and get the knowledge to do what they did. And a lot of times we don't do that. We get jealous, we stop listening, or we only listen to people who saying things that we want to hear. Sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts. And I'm telling you, I've had that truth. And sometimes it feels like a double-edged sword. But once you get the truth and you learn the truth, you can't go back. You get it, you learn it, you want to grow from it. All right? And so I want you guys to understand that everyone who's on social media trying to tell you about relationships, they're not for you. They're trying to get the bag. And I'm here to tell you, I ain't trying to get the bag. I'm not trying to. I don't need all that. But I'm here because I'm telling you that I know that I know that I know what works. Because I've had to learn it. Was my marriage always perfect? No. Is it as perfect as I want it to be? Yes. Can I still learn and grow? Yes. Can my husband still learn and grow? Yes. But it's where I want it to be. It's because I put the time and the effort and the energy into it, and I want you to be able to do the same. So if you're not married, even if you don't want to be married now, someday, sometime in the future, I want you to have those things. Right? I want you to not just be beautiful on the outside, but a beautiful person on the inside. This goes for men and women. Stop worrying about your outer looks. Worry about being beautiful on the inside. That's what's important. Work on yourself. I often talk about, yeah, you can, like I'm trying to do my 10,000 steps. That's about 5 miles a day. Work on it. Work on your health and all those things. All that's well and good, but none of those things matter if your inner beauty is a hot mess. If you're out of shape on your insides, right? If your heart's not right, if you don't have good character, none of those things matter at all. We so busy worried about having our hair slayed to the side, having, you know, the beard and all of that stuff, and we don't even have what we need to be husbands and wives. It takes a lot to be a husband and a wife. It does. It takes a lot. And sometimes we forget that. To be a wife does not require just cooking and cleaning. What? Someone says, just a quick question, are they natural or silicone? Not sure what you're talking about. I don't have anything on here that's on my body that's fake. So, I'm not sure. I'm not offended by anything. But not sure who's talking about what. But anyway, we're not about to get off the topic. We're not going to deflect. The thing is, if you want to be able to see someone's character, stop worrying about whether you go to Red Lobster or some fancy Ocean Prime and fancy restaurants, but look at what the person is saying. This is why I talk about why vetting is so important, that we should be listening to people. I mentioned in another video how road trips are important, maybe long trips, talking to people, getting to know people. Stop going on a date one time and then opening your legs and then think you know any and everything about a person. They can put a spirit on you. Whatever spirit that they're dealing with, whether it's low self-esteem, whether it's some type of self-hatred, whatever that spirit is, now it's going to be on you. And you're going to be wondering why you feeling the way you feel. It's because you are laying down with someone who is not whole and healthy. I know, right? Y'all don't want to hear about that. You just want to know why someone has a representative of them, but I'm trying to tell you why you're seeing a representative. It's a spirit. But I know that's too deep for some of y'all. That's too deep. So I guess this is for whoever this is supposed to be for, right? People can't show you a representative of them if you are in tune and listening and paying attention to what they're saying, because what's going to happen is people are going to start talking crazy. You're going to be like, what? You're going to be confused about what they're saying. You're going to be wondering why they're saying what they're saying. It won't sound right, because at some point people are going to show their true colors. The more you let them talk. So this is why as women, we shouldn't do too much talking. Let the man talk sometimes. We will find out a lot. If you're a man and you're wondering about a woman, let her talk enough. The more you hear people talk, the more you realize they ain't about nothing. Or they are intelligent or about something. I often have a lot of things to say. And outside of social media, sometimes I don't say it. I don't say it. I just listen and nod. But best to believe I have lots of thoughts. I have lots of opinions. But sometimes you don't have to say anything. I've talked often that silence is power sometimes. Sometimes people won't even know what you're thinking, won't even know what you know. If you're quiet, keep your mouth shut, people like to know what you're thinking, so they want you talking a lot. Won't you do some listening and you get to hear other people and what they're thinking? Don't talk so much. Listen to other people. I'm not saying be shy and quiet, but I'm saying be reserved sometimes. Don't say too much. You know, you probably heard the term, don't let the person know what the other hand is doing. You know? All right, well, hopefully this helps someone. Because I'm telling you, when we say, oh, we see this person was showing me their representative, you get to know the real them if you talk enough. A lot of times we say, well, I'm going to do the 90 days. 90 days won't matter if, okay, 90 days won't matter if, sorry, my thing is telling me what I'm walking. But 90 days, if you wait 90 days and day 91, you open your legs, didn't learn nothing from that relationship, you've wasted your time. So a lot of people like to do that 3-month, 90-day rule or whatever. But in them 90 days, you should know a good amount of stuff about a person, whether they're right for you or not. And a lot of times we playing these games, reading these books, and haven't learned a doggone thing. There's people that listen to my videos, haven't learned anything. If you truly listen to my videos, if you're a man, if you read my book, I have the book coming out for women soon. If you truly take the time to read the book, listen to the videos, you'd understand the stuff that I'm saying. You won't be confused by it. If you think on my videos I'm going to sit here and talk about trifling women and trifling men all day, I'm not. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of breath. I'm going to tell you about how you should be for the person you do want, for the right person. And if you took the time to listen to that, then you wouldn't waste your time talking about this guy and that guy. You wouldn't be confused when I talk about potential. When I say dating a guy with potential, not a guy that you see his potential, but he sees his own potential and he's putting his own blood and sweat into being the best he can be. Then you say, oh, I see him. I see you. And when I say potential, I mean, like, think of it like a guy who is working to be in the NBA. You see him working all the time. He's about to get drafted. So he's not an NBA player yet, but he's about to be drafted. That's the guy, he sees his own potential. He's working hard. He's getting drafted versus, man, he's good. I can see him going to the NBA, but he don't get up and go to practice. He misses practice. He's goofing off with friends instead of practicing. When other people are standing there doing extra dribbles, he's not. But you encouraging him to go and do those extra dribbles. That's you seeing his potential. I said a man seeing his potential. He's doing what he needs to do to get drafted. And you just see him on the come up. Not you helping him come up. So if you help him come up, you building the bear. Build a bear. If you see him on the come up, that's dating a man with potential. Right? Just saying. Telling you what I know. Met my husband at 21. So you speaking to someone who didn't need to try a million times before I got it right before I tell you. I'm telling you what I know, what I've learned early on, and that is obviously working. Sorry the sun is in my face, but I'm telling you what I know works. All right? And there's going to be times to say, well, that didn't work for me. There's something missing. Get coaching, get coaching. I'm going to have it where you guys can listen to videos and courses from me without having to call in and get coaching every time. Of course, I'll offer coaching for those who really need it and want it. Not for people who just want to listen to me talk and then go back doing the same thing they were doing before. That's not what I want for you all. Right? But like I said, if you have questions, pop them up. Maybe I'll be able to answer some questions now. There's people that have written letters to me. I promise I will get to it. But there's some messages I'm just trying to get out now. So hopefully I'll get to talk about it. I'll be doing a little bit more lives because for the next couple of weeks, I won't be able to do live in my normal space. So I'll be doing a little bit more lives. So, but yes, if you have questions, some of you guys can put them on the live, and hopefully from my phone I can hear it, I can look at it. But maybe next time, if you know you're someone who needs to work out, walk with me. Walk with me. So while you're listening, walk with me. So you can get your workout on, you exercise your physical body, and you listening to me, you can exercise your mind. Cause we're gonna get you caught up. All right, I got you. I'm not trying to put you on game. I'm trying to put you on wisdom. I'm trying to put you on that. Because I want you to be wise. I don't want you to be another foolish person like in that song, Foolish. Somebody listen to that song, Foolish, Ashanti. Do you want to be that person? She wrote a song saying she's foolish. And it ended with her literally being foolish. You would have thought after listening to the whole song, she would have actually gotten some wisdom. But she did the whole song about how she's foolish, take a guy back, and the song ended with her still being foolish. I mean, what kind of song is that? That she knew she was foolish, and she still chose not to follow through with being wise in the end. Some of that's y'all. You know you foolish. And not to say that in a condescending way, but you know that you doing some stuff that is gonna get you messed up. But you still do it, and you end up that way. And you wonder why things don't change for you. Listen to the song if you don't know what I'm talking about by Ashanti. The name of the song is called Foolish. All right, I'm gonna keep walking. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.